technology. Poverty and technology. Micah Brown.
Thank you, Madam Contest Chair. Poverty. Technology. Progress. I'm not here to depress you about poverty. We all know that there are people in the world who aren't as fortunate as us to live in a first world country. What I'm here to do is talk about the people who live in poverty, potentially how we as individuals can change that, and where that can take us as a society, how we can progress. So I'm going to do a quick exercise. Please, stand up. This is the top 1% of the world. Top 1%. The Bentleys, you know, the convertibles, the drop tops, the tiny houses. Top 1%. Thank you. Sit down. Everyone else, stand up. Stand up. Stand up. He has more money than all of you combined. Right? Okay, you can sit down. Think about that for a second. The top 1% of wealthy individuals in this world have more material resources than everyone else in the world combined. Now, people can argue that these people achieve amazing things, the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world, of course. Yes, that's absolutely true. Simultaneously, what makes everyone else not so special to have what he has? Bear that in mind for a second. The back 3 rows, could you stand up? Just the back 3 rows. All of those people live on less than $1 a day. Let's just let that absorb for a second. This is the world, and all of those people live on less than $1 a day. You can sit down. What am I getting at here? What am I getting at exactly? There are people in this world who work full-time, strive just as hard as we do, are just as smart as we are, and yet have almost 100 to 120% less. 120%, that doesn't make any sense, does it? They're deficited, they're in debt, they don't have as much currency as the United States or first world countries in the UK. That much, that's the difference. So this gives kind of a mental image of what's happening in the world. So let's let that rest for a second. It's really easy to put this problem in a global context, isn't it? Really easy to talk about how many billions of people are in poverty in India and Africa and all these different places. Let's take it home. Let's take it right back to the United States of America, a first world country with plus $1.3 trillion of GDP, which is more than the next 25 countries combined per year in annualized GDP. People make that much money in this country per year. Yeah. Wouldn't it make sense then that in a country like this, poverty shouldn't be a problem? No? It is. It is. 46.6 million people live in poverty in the United States. And let me qualify poverty for a second, because it's easy to throw these words around, isn't it? $23,000 for a family of 4. And let me make that even more specific. You wake up this morning, you're going to work, your lights aren't on. You don't have running water. You live somewhere between 20 to 15 miles from your workplace, which is a place of manual labor, whether it's construction, it's manual, hard, long labor. And you get somewhere between $8.93 to $10 a day for manual labor. So you can't provide for your family. That's in a first world country. It's a first world country. So let's talk about how technology solves solve that problem straight away throughout the rest of the world, and then we'll take it back to the United States. Over 4 billion people in this world live without clean running water, electricity, or food. In this country, there is an abundance of people who have those things. The technology already exists to solve that problem. Whether it's kerosene gas canisters that are causing people to be poisoned and replacing those with solar panel-based energy providers so that people won't have to be poisoned by the use of kerosene gas canisters in far-out locations where they don't have access to electricity infrastructure. Whether it's clean energy, whether it's transportation, the technology already exists. The only blockage is corruption and humanity. That's what gets between 5 billion people who are exactly the same as you. They have hearts that beat the same way, brains that think the same way, and the resources they need. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's take it back to the United States. Let's look at that 46.6 million people. 6.6% unemployment rate. It's a number, right? 6.6%. No, it's not a number. It's not the right number. The United States government takes out anyone who has stopped looking for work because they've just given up. And people who, health-wise, aren't fit to work, which means they probably haven't got the health insurance to get the treatment they need. So let's call it 10%, a 10% unemployment rate. 31 million people in a country of 310 million people. The paradoxical thing, and this is the crux, if you forget about everything else I say tonight, remember this: there is a skills gap in this country. A skills gap, which equates to 20 million unfilled positions in technical, manufacturing, and scientific fields. 31 million unemployed people, 15 million of which are already working in the poverty line, 20 million jobs. Where's the disconnect? And the disconnect is education, perception, education, perception. Someone who's got a 4-year college degree from Harvard applies for a job and they get accepted, and they might have a 2.5% GPA. Someone who doesn't have a college degree, has spent 6 years programming for the same job and is probably better, won't get hired. So how do we fix this? How do we get around this? A study was done by an Australian university in 2008 that looked at how people in poverty learn. It's a fact that in the United States, 20% of the people in poverty can learn at the same rate as people who are educated better. It's a simple fact. As people, individuals, we can reach out to those in poverty and embrace them. Whether it's in the workplace, employing people who apparently don't have the background but have the skills and the talent beyond their education as it seems, or reaching out to those we know. We can fix poverty through technology, through online education, through the technology that already exists.